A little something special came in the mail today. If you want to see what it is, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène, and yes, I got a little something in the mail from Sephora. I have talked about it already on this channel. I'll put that video right here. And it is now time to open up the box. Now, I did just open up the top, but I have not looked inside at all. So let's do just that. So I've got the box I'm opening up. The order page as usual. The brown paper as usual, that you would be familiar with it if you have ever ordered from Sephora. A few samples. So I have a Smashbox Photo Finish Vitamin Glow Primer, which I am curious to try. I also asked for the Double Serum Extra Firming Day Duo from Clarins. I actually don't mind the Clarins samples, so I thought I would get one of those. Quite happy with that. I like these kind of duo samples for putting in my travel bags. So I collect serums, and that way I don't have to take a bunch of containers with me when I travel, although I'm not planning on traveling anytime soon. Trust me on that one. And I also got a one of those perks you get for having spent over a certain amount. And in this case, I think it was a $25 or $35 purchase. And I've been curious about this. And this is the Ilia Liquid Light Serum Highlighter. And it's, I mean, for a highlighter, getting, I think it's 5 mil. This is going to last a long time. And Ilia is a clean brand, and I think it's made in, oh, it's UK, made in Italy. And I thought it was a North American brand. I'll have to check on that. I thought maybe it was Canadian, but it is what they call clean beauty. So say what you will about that category of product, clean beauty, but I did want to try Ilia. I know I have a mascara of theirs, and I get to try now their liquid highlighter. And part of why I'm interested in the liquid highlighters is my beautiful experience with Cover FX and also with the Annabelle Aurora drops. I'm really impressed with liquid highlighters, and so I'm quite happy to try yet another brand. And knowing what I know from my little Cover FX container, this is going to last me a long time. So if you have a chance to get a liquid highlighter deluxe sample for free, I would say it's a fantastic value. Same thing with deluxe lipsticks. This is the one I'm wearing today. It's C211 from Makeup Forever. It's kind of a nice mauve-y color. And I mean, these lipstick samples are also quite large, so that's also quite a good value if you can get one as part of your order. Okay, now I did not invite this video to go over samples. We are now at the queen of the ball, the pièce de résistance, and that is the Naked Ultraviolet. And so I did a purple look today, mostly purple look today, in honor of revealing a purple palette. If you are curious about this look, I will put the thumbnail right here. As soon as the video is available, if it's not already, I will link it, of course, here and in the cards, meaning, and also in the description box. So you can take a look at how I created this one using the Certifeye Affinity Palette. And it's a gorgeous, gorgeous palette. And I'll also put the swatches for that palette as well. Infomercial for other videos over. Let's talk about this one. I am super excited about it, and I do want to take out the Naked Cherry as well because I think that they are sister palettes. So let me do that. And since I'm linking to other videos, I'll also link to a very recent swatches video for a Naked palette, in this case the Naked Honey. So that will be available as well. Okay, so here is the Naked Cherry. And we are going to reveal this Naked Ultraviolet. Okay, there we go. I've got the top open. And, well, the box itself, I mean, it's quite beautiful. And here's what it looks like on the back. It shows the brush and all of the shadows. So let's open this up. Okay, let's see what it says on the back of the box. We're breaking the color spectrum with the Naked Ultraviolet eyeshadow palette. Our supercharged lineup of 12 intensely pigmented mattes, metallics, and holographic shimmers, holographic, is a lucid dream come to life. Get euphoric, cool-toned light purple with a blue shift, or dazed, golden pink shimmer with gold micropearls, while you channel your inner cyberpunk, violet shimmer with pink micro shimmer. Warning: downloading this futuristic lineup of trippy lilacs, magentic violets, and black light purples may result in a mind slip. Well, that's a bold statement. And of course, in Canada, we also have the writing in French as well. Okay, so I've just taken it out of the box, and the palette itself is gorgeous. It's way nicer than the box itself, and I would argue way nicer than the Naked Cherry. I'm hoping it comes through on camera, just how blingy this palette is. That is beautiful. That kind of electric blue in the middle, that is superb. So it's got some silver, light blue, pink, of course purple, and black. It's kind of swirls, and it's really interesting the way they chose to provide the colors on this palette. I think that is just beautiful. Okay, I have not opened it. I tell you, I have not touched this. I wanted to do this together. And I do like, I'm stalling, I do like the fact that we now have a UDUV palette. I mean, acronym alert, but I like it. I love what they've done with that. I'm a naming junkie, and I really like it. So as usual, it has a very big mirror. It's as big as they could possibly make it. And it has, let me just show you this way, and it has the brush inside, which I'm going to take out and show you right now. And all of the shadows, I haven't cleaned anything, all of the shadows seem to be pressed quite nicely. I heard a few folks had pressed a bit different, but I would say that it's very, very clean. There's only one little speck of Lucid that I can see right there, but it's a pretty clean palette. And as you can tell, it's half neutral and then, well, 5, I would say. 5 colors that are quote-unquote neutral. Well, you know what? No. I would say these 5 and then digital on the end would be the half that I would call neutral at this point in this palette. And then I would call Lucid to Purple Dust the colorful aspect of the palette. Really nice. Now it looks like there are technically 3 mattes, but it looks like more than 3 shadows would act pretty close to a matte, just from eyeing it. So we've got the 3 mattes here. What's it called? Mind Slip. This one, and this one is Hacked, and then this one Optimized. But if I look at Trippin' and the one and digital at the end, it looks like these sort of could act like mattes. I guess I will find out if I'm right or not. The next video you'll see with this palette is the swatches. Now let's take a look at the brush. And the brush comes in a protective packaging, as they usually do. And I want to compare it to the Naked Cherry brush because I think it's the same. So here are the two ends, more of a pencil side and more of a blending side. Okay, so here are the two Naked Cherry and Ultraviolet stacked, so you can see the difference. So let's do a little comparison, shall we? The only difference should be that the Naked Cherry is a bit dirty. But here is the brush head, and it looks awful similar. And then the other side, it doesn't look all that different. Let's just make sure they're lined up. Looks pretty similar to me. They're the same height. So it is the same brush. And even the ferrule is that, well, that's interesting. The Naked Ultraviolet just says Naked on it, and then the Naked Cherry has Naked Cherry on it. So they did a little bit of something different there. But yeah, they're both quite nice. I really liked the Naked Cherry brush. I did say that in the Naked Cherry First Impressions video. And so I'm very happy that they did the same thing with the Ultraviolet because I like the other brush. So I guess I could say the same brush. And when it comes to weight, they feel very much the same. And the reason I'm focusing on these two is because I think that folks who would have enjoyed the Naked Cherry would also enjoy the Ultraviolet. And in my view, in the video where I revealed that I was going to get the Ultraviolet, I did say that the Naked Cherry to me is a sister palette to the Ultraviolet. And the reason I say that is because though there are not that many mattes in the Ultraviolet, that a number of the mattes and colors in the Naked Cherry are extremely complementary to the Ultraviolet. So if you actually go like this, do you see how there's a ton in the mattes and shimmers in the Naked Cherry that would go really well with the purples in the Ultraviolet? That's my take on it anyway. I can just see the two. As soon as I saw this one, I thought, oh wow, it will go really well with the Naked Cherry. Now, as I look at this palette, it looks to me like there are some shadows that are going to be more like toppers. And what I see here, at least two of them, no, I'm going to say three of them. Three of them feel like toppers to me. VR, and it would make sense to have virtual reality as a name for a topper. Lucid as well, because they did identify it as somewhat of a transformer shade. And I think Purple Dust, because of the name and how chunky it is, I bet you it's a topper as well. But of course I say that not having tried any in the palette. And then I'm pretty interested in Dazed, because I think Dazed, just like Lucid, is probably a duochrome, but I haven't, of course, I just got the palette, I haven't played with anything. And I've looked at reviews, but I looked at reviews more to see what the impression was of the person without getting too much into the details, because I wanted to experience this palette without having been influenced a huge amount by the reviews that I was seeing. Just looking at it, I will say one thing for sure, which of course you can't verify being on the other side of the camera, but I will say that the shadows are much prettier in person than I think that was possible to ascertain by watching video. This Cyberpunk looks fantastic. It has some micro glitter in there that looks like a light pink. Purple Dust, I think it has just a lot to it. It almost looks like bluish purple in some angles. It looks almost black in other angles. It's a very interesting color. Digital, it feels like it's almost going to act like a matte, as I said before. Warning looks like it has some iridescence to it. VR I mentioned already as a topper. Lucid, we know it's a special shade. And yeah, Dazed I think is a duochrome between orange and gold. And Trippin', it could be that it acts like a matte, but it has some shimmer in it, so I don't know if it's going to be quite sparkly on, not sparkly, but shimmery on the brow bone and inner corner, or if the shimmer is just there for it to act well as a matte. So we will have to find that out. So that is my preliminary analysis of this palette, and I am going to be able to tell you a whole lot in the next video because I will be doing swatches, and I do hope you join me for that because I'm extremely excited to swatch this palette, but I wanted to just talk it out first before diving right into the palette, because I think a lot of folks were talking about the shadows and making assumptions about how they would perform before really trying them out on the eye. And I thought I would give my predictions as well, because I think that's always fun, because swatches always school me on what a palette is going to be like. So, and of course, applying to the eye is also another perspective, and I guess the final perspective. But in the pan's one thing, swatches is the other, and then the final test is the eye. So with that, I hope you will join me for the swatches video. I appreciate you taking the time to hear my thoughts on palette, packaging, and brush alone. And with that, I'll say see you in the next video. But for now, take care.